dear viewers and listeners, good morning and welcome on to this week's edition of our program Insight, coming to you from the network of the Metropolitan Broadcasting Services, owners of Impact Africa Television, IATV, and Impact Business Radio, IBR 92.5 FM, your station of choice. I am Adefemi Makpadon, your regular host on the program, and with me in the studio this morning is my colleague Anuluapo Omoride.
A very good morning to you. Welcome to Insight. It promises to be as educative as it has been. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anu. Insight, we try to look at Nigeria in the past, Nigeria in the present, and we project for the future. I've tried to search for a proper meaning of a word, frenetic. Frenetic. And when I saw it, it says things are moving at a fast pace. Very fast pace. And that is what it looks like for us in Nigeria today concerning the issue of restructuring of this country. Prior to the attainment of independence in 1960, Nigeria was made up of 3 regions, each with its own distinct identity. For example, the Western region had its own constitution and coat of arms. It had its own consuls in some major European cities. It had its own marketing board, its own Pilgrims Welfare Board, and for the records, the Western region, under Chief Obafemi Awolowo, paid higher salaries to its civil servants than even the federal government. The Western region civil service was at par with the British civil service, and its NGO room was headed by the late Chief Simeon Adebo, assisted by the likes of Chief Olubunmi Thomas, Chief Eso Bateye, and Chief Agbeja. The economy of the Western region was booming. The cocoa plantations, the rubber plantations, the manufacturing sector, coordinated by the Western Region Production and Development Board, which later became the Western Nigeria Development Corporation and now Odua Investments. The Housing Corporation, the farm estates at Fashola, Iseyin, Akuje, and Epe, and its crowning glory, the massive investments in education. The 3 regions operated at their own pace, and there was a healthy rivalry between them. This facilitated great development strides in the country. In 1963, a 4th region, the Midwest, was carved out of the Western region, and even then, it was autonomous, generating its own resources and deploying them appropriately. But suddenly, the music stopped. On the morning of June 15, 1966, armored tanks rumbled onto the grounds of the National Assembly, then in Lagos, and the parliament was sacked. The armed forces took over the reins of governance in the country, and General J.T.U. Agui Ironsi became the head of state. On the 24th of May 1966, Ironsi promulgated the Unification Decree, Decree 34, and this led to the abolition of the regional system of government. This decree, it is said, is today the bane of this country, as it has led us to a cul-de-sac, as it were, that we are in today, the unitary system of government. This system has given wide powers to the federal government to the detriment of the constituent parts, and today, Nigerians are calling for a restructuring of the country, such that the constituent parts of the country can have their lives back and they can breathe, as they say. This centralization of power has brought with it deep divisions, mistrust, and the enormous powers held by the region then had the enormous power held onto by the region then had led to powers for so long, which had held power on for so long, had produced a federal character which is skewed towards promoting mediocrity, illiteracy, and underdevelopment in some states. This has led to deep cleavages. The region that has held on to power for so long does not want to let go. The other regions are saying no, enough is enough. This country has to be restructured. But what manner of restructuring? Should a separatist agenda of "to your tents, O Israel," be considered? Should the restructuring be a return to the 1963 Constitution, under which regional system of government held sway? Should we consider the 12-state structure of General Yakubu Gowon and turn them into federating states with full autonomous powers? Should we think of the 6 geopolitical zones as presently constituted, or 8 zones as being canvassed by middle belters who want a distinct identity? And how about Lagos State, which wants to stand out of the Odua or Western region? So, what manner of restructuring will be the best option for this country? An option that shall guarantee inclusiveness and autonomy. As things are moving at a frenetic pace, only yesterday, the governors of the Southwest adopted an anthem for the region. Is this tending or an alignment towards regionalism? Is this a pointer to regionalism? Let us listen to the anthem as we go ahead with our program.
Southwest anthem going forward. Iṣẹ́ wà fún ilẹ̀ wa as the Southwest anthem going forward.
Iṣẹ́ wà fún ilẹ̀ wa, fún ilẹ̀ ìbí wa, kàgbéga, kàgbéga, kàgbéga fáyé rí. Ìgbàgbọ́ wa ni pé láti bẹ̀rù làgbọ́n mọ́.
The adopted anthem for the Southwest by the governors of the Southwest, Lagos, Oyo, Ondo, Ogun, Osun, and Ekiti. Is this a pointer to regionalism, tending towards restructuring? And only yesterday, you still had some legislators canvassing for a 6-year tenure for the president and the governors. What manner of restructuring are we talking of? The likes of Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu, and Sunday Igboho, the separatist agenda also there. What manner of restructuring are we talking about? Anu?
Thank you so much, Femi. That was a very nice one. When we were leaving last week, we told the people we'll be looking at a model. What type of restructuring are we talking about? So many people are saying so many things at this time, but the thing is that it seems to be getting traction where it ought to. Thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Thank you. Good morning.
And Mr. Lado Aboguloko, it's good to have you.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's start with you, Deacon. Yesterday, the Southwest governors, they met. Is this in resonance with, what you hold on to?
Thank you. Viewers at home, I say good morning. The starting point of this type of a discourse is to say, why will they gather in a particular place and agree to a regional anthem? It is very, very obvious that what you are doing cannot help anybody. And the earlier we retrace our step, the better for everybody. As I'm talking now, I remember there is this I don't know what to call it in the social media, where you find one young boy holding on to corn, are being chased around
by hen.
by fowls.
Yes.
I don't know whether you saw that.
Yes.
The young boy had no choice than to drop
it.
because these fowls will not allow him be. Nigeria has no choice than to release the ethnic groups. Ìrọ̀rùn igi ni ìrọ̀rùn ẹyẹ. Enough is enough. We cannot continue this way. We have no control over anything. I'm not really sure if there is any other country in the world where you are allowed to have a guard in your house, but the state government has no right to protect you. Where people will be allowed to go and, because maybe of their affluence, go and take police to be protecting them. But the state governor, who is supposed to be in charge, in fact, they abuse them because it's an abuse. They call them the chief security
officer of the state.
I mean, that's a mockery.
Yes.
Chief security officer, you can't even carry broom. I'm not talking of gun now. The basic truth is this: Tinubu will do well to drop whatever agenda he is having and face squarely the issue of the structure of this country.
All right, Mr. Buguloko, what do you have to say? They met yesterday. The adoption, though Osun State has been using this, but it was adopted yesterday as a regional,
anthem.
And this is coming after, we were forced to go back to what we abandoned in 1978. Are all this pointing to the fact that something is in the offing?
Well, just like Dickens said, they know. But this time, initially we were, trying to defend them that maybe they didn't know what the people wanted. But by now, all of them must have had regionalism, change of system from presidential to parliamentary. It's all over the place. And going back to our old national anthem is another step of retracing our steps. Although it may not go well with all of the people, but I think the 2014 confab recommended something of such. Then you see what the governors are doing now is a pointer to the fact that they know the people are talking, but it's just palliative.
Palliative?
It's palliative. It's not what we really wanted, but people will say it's like flying a cat. We may not be privy to what brought them to that decision. They must have discussed certain things. Most of these things, they do it in camera. So we may not know, but it's a good omen, so to speak, that these people are, looking inwards. They are looking inwards. Maybe if we raise our voices a little louder, maybe they will hear what we are saying, that we have to go the whole hog. It is not a question of doing things on the surface. We have to go back. Like Dickens said, recognize the ethnic groups. Let us know that these people have been existing long before the Europeans came. They had their kingdoms, their communities, and they have their governments. You cannot just wish them away. You cannot just say you want to, because of unity or whatever you call it, and somebody will stay in Abuja dictating the tunes without considering the fortune of the people. We can go on and on. Some people will tell you they are at disadvantage, and because they are disadvantaged, they hold you on. You stay. Wait till we catch up with you. That kind of a thing is not practicable. So the regional government, when they started, you do whatever your people wanted, and some people, it gives just like your analysis, it gives healthy rivalry. The eastern region, when they saw that the free education was thriving in the west, they tried to do something like that. That is how it should be. So I will say, I think the governors are waking up.
Okay, Deacon, let's take it this way. There are so many proposals flying around now. Even the middle belters say they want something for themselves. So they are flying the 8th geopolitical zone structure. Previously we talked about 6. Now it is 8. Some people are saying, let us go back to the 12 states of General Yakubu Gowon. How do all this fit into the restructuring pattern?
I think we need to understand what we actually want. The number, for me, may not be an issue. The principle is this: fend for yourself. No going to Abuja to say you are going to take anything. The number, if we, I tried to do something just early this morning, and I'm just looking at it, and it's not funny to me. United States, with the total number of states, 50, have a land mass of 9.8 million square meters.
Yes.
They have 60 states. A population of 350. A population of 330 million people. GDP $25 trillion. We need to be careful. India, with 3.28 million square meter, a population of 1.4 billion, have 28 states.
So it's not actually the number that matters.
They have GDP of 3.57 trillion. Nigeria, that you want to have 90 states or whatever, 90 regions or whatever, have 923,765 square meter, just about
1/4.
10% of USA. You have 36 states plus Abuja, a population of 220. You have your GDP 440 billion.
Not even up to Texas.
Not even up to Texas. We need to be careful when we want to talk about balkanizing these things. It's easy for you to say you want to keep dividing the states. Why not? What stopped me from having Oladojo state? Nothing. I don't need anything. I just go to Abuja at the end of the month. The number does not matter. The viability. You have 36 states.
Are they all viable?
Almost all of them need to wait till whatever Abuja is ready to dole out for them to pay salary. That's not living. You run a family that you need to go to your neighbor's house every morning. What will my wife eat? What will my...
It was not like this before.
And that's why we are saying, let's go back. If you don't want to farm, why not? Do whatever you want to do with your land. We are able to feed ourselves. We are able to train our children. We are able to do whatever we want to do. Come on, these military guys came. You gave the right something. For whatever reason, I'm not going into that now. Whatever has happened. Can we please open our eyes and say, gentlemen, thus far no further. Why must Abuja be interested in who govern me? Why do you need INEC? And to make matters worse, some people are advocating they want to take local government again
election to
Lagos. Sorry, to Abuja. For God's sake, what do you want to achieve? All because you want to steal trillions, and at the end of the day, you will still die, no need. So what we are saying really is this. This is a very convenient time. This is a very convenient period for Tinubu to say, I can see clearly now.
But
the rain is gone.
The Southwest governors, have started. Do you see it metamorphosing into anything? Do you see it as a pressure group that may push?
No.
For this?
The beauty of it is it has started. Just like my brother here said, we may not know what informed whatever we are saying now. You went to the old anthem. The Southwest governors are meeting. And I dare tell you that all over this country, there is an undercurrent going on. People are tired. You cannot continue running a country this way. What? Even if they are taking 10 naira, why do you need full-time legislature? Are they passing laws every day?
Okay, Mr. Bogloko, let's look at it this way. There is this undercurrent.
Oh, yeah.
The Southwest governors have made. They are perhaps sending some signals. Will it not generate some fears in some other parts of the country? Will it not lead to some suspicion that what is in the offing? What are they trying to do? Looking at the fact that the person who is at the helm of affairs is from the region.
Well, thank you very much. Just like we said that we didn't, we may not be able to fathom what led to that decision. But I want to ask, what will be their motivation? Let us, because when detectives want to investigate,
yes.
They want to look for the motive of that crime. What will be the motivation of the governors to say they want with restructuring now? Some of them, they are in their first term. They want to go to the second term. So is an ongoing process. You know, the state governors and the federal government are in court now.
Over this issue of
what they are doing now may be a way of sending signal to the federal government. You see? So what we should still go on with our own program of telling the people exactly what will be beneficial. You cannot trust the politicians. They are all of a family. They will find a way of, settling themselves. Because none of them has come out to say they are interested in the restructuring yet. So we cannot say they are in for it, or because in the first instance I see no motive for them to be interested.
In all of this, let us see. The Yoruba say,
Okay.
Who is the drummer in this instance?
You mean the governor something?
Yes. Who is the drummer?
Well, we cannot say yet. We cannot say, because let me tell you, it is not as if all the governors are in sync with the federal government. They are not in the same party anyway. No. So you cannot say it's a prelude to 2027 or whatever. But what is motivating the governors now may be a way of telling the people that we are on your side. That's one aspect of it. That you people are, everybody seems to be tending towards going back to the past, and let us review what went on in the past that's made Western region to be far above all other regions. So now, you know, we are giving a positive review to their action now. It goes well with them. So it is a way of telling the people that they are on our side, but we still need some actions that are, you know, particularly important to the road to restructuring, before we can credit them with intention to go for restructuring. They may be, you know, some of them have these different anthems. Or your state has its own, your Osun has its own. So the Yoruba anthem or Oduduwa anthem that have been adopted is a way of, you know, harmonizing their common pedigree. That after all, this is where we started from. So that you won't have dichotomy. Osun, you're playing different something, but the restructuring, as it were, we cannot credit them with this yet.
Okay, Dike, if you look at it, the Southwest governors coming together, perhaps because of the heat and all that. You said last week that there must be reconciliation, and that's why one needs to, you know, take a pause and look at all of these that are happening. In all of these that the governors are doing, and one of the reasons why attention must be paid to what the Southwestern governors are doing is because things like that are believed to, you know, have effect. Whenever they start in this region, it goes far at the end of the day. Nothing seems to be in tandem with the reconciliation and, you know, the truth that you've been preaching.
Let me just add to that. They say when the Southwest sneezes, the rest of the country catches cold.
So
is it
everybody is very suspicious of what could be going on?
Unfortunately, I don't believe in what you are saying. Whether you sneeze or you cough or you do anything, I beg go and restructure. What is sneezing? Nobody need to start testing the water. Jump into this thing. You either swim or you sink. The way Nigeria is today, and I'm happy. We started this program when you just said it. Some rep members are promoting a bill for 6 years. Don't forget that's what we were saying.
Yes.
We are looking at 6 years final. There is nothing like you want to, no second term, nothing.
No.
You either pass or fail, just go. Right? 6 years. And we are talking about rotational
presidency.
And we are not just talking about rotational. We are talking of collegial executive management, where all the regions, we have equal number and they form the executive. What does that mean? They are all ministers and they are chosen by the people. The number of ministers you have is the number of ministries. Nobody will go there and be talking about 40-something ministries. No. I've just told you now that USA is having almost 10 your number.
Yes.
Their GDP cannot be compared to yours. They have 10 departments. 10. 1, 2, 3, 10.
Secretary
you have
of department.
And you have what you call minister, just 10. You have 40-something ministries. How do you want to look at that? And you are asking where your money is going. All these guys, we have their vehicles, they have their SSAs and whatever. And you are asking where the money is going. Let us restructure, please. That will release a lot of these things. I said it earlier. You want to make law for 4 years. You are going to the assembly every day. What type of law are you making? There is no constitution in London, in UK.
Or written constitution.
They have an unwritten constitution. What law are you making every day? And you must have newspaper allowance, you must have cap allowance, shoe allowance. Come on. The idea really is this. May the Lord rest his soul. Aminu Kano said, Nigeria is like a well-stocked supermarket. Anybody just go there, take whatever you want. But that supermarket is dry now. Let's go back home.
Dickin, I will refer you to what the president said about a month ago. And each time leaders of each ethnic group in Nigeria visit him, he tells them the same thing.
They should give him time.
Give me time. And you are saying that there is no time.
I don't understand, give me time. May you not have a deadly disease that the doctor is telling you, you either do operation now or you are going the next whatever number of days or months. You don't need time. Where we are now is too dangerous for us to be playing with anything. What do you want to use time for? Let me be sure.
No one knows.
The person who is talking, give me time. I'm not sure if he's 40 years old.
No, he's in his 70s.
He's in his 70s. I'm not sure if he doesn't know what happened in the past. What do you need time for? He was a governor before. He knows the system. He was a senator. His wife is a senator. You can call. In fact, just recently, she just left. What do you need time for? If you want to do something, I beg, do it. We don't need time for anything. We are in a critical stage. And I wonder why we do not see there is fire on the mountain. This is not the time for you to be changing your shoe.
You just march on.
Come on, please move.
It was said that last week Wednesday or thereabout, this week Wednesday, tomorrow, the president will be getting a document on some of these things. I think maybe some of the documents you submitted and others. The National Assembly on Sunday announced that by midweek, which is Wednesday, the president will be getting it. Does he not need time to study, make consultations and all that?
What was he doing before the election? He came promising
Restructuring.
His party set up a committee even long before he came.
The
He was a member, not just a member. He was a top-ranking member.
The national.
So he won't tell me he doesn't know that there was a committee that recommended restructuring. What was he doing before preparing for election? After the election, what was he doing? It's already 1 year on now. How long does he need to study what? He doesn't need a PhD to do restructuring. So that long time for study, I don't think is necessary. Let us sit down now before it is too late.
You are talking about time and time. Mr. Abogunloko, will history, posterity be kind to Tinubu should he refuse to do this?
I don't think he has a choice.
He has no choice?
He has no choice. But what we are saying is, let him do it quickly.
Speedily.
Yeah, it's not, this thing cannot last long. It's not possible. It's not possible.
So you are saying that something has to give?
Something has to give. The earlier he started, he will be in control. But when things are out of control, he may not be in control any longer. So that's what we are saying. He has the time now. He can dictate the tune now.
Even 2027 is too late.
2020 what? It's not. This thing cannot last. This thing cannot last. You see somebody, some Alkali or what, Dr. Alkali or something, saying the National Assembly cannot do restructuring, only military can
Only
do.
the military.
So people are suggesting so many things. So the earlier the president takes the initiative, the better for him. You know, we've always been saying this thing on this program. Nigerians are very patient. Give them 8 years for restructuring. Immediately they see that you are sincere, they are credible people, you put credible people in charge, they will follow you. That this thing will end somewhere. You know, when IBB started transition program started postponing, doing all other delayed taxes. At the end of the day, he had no choice than to step aside. So you definitely, people know that this thing, it will end one day. So if the president should constitute, we recommended rebate commission. Let him set up the rebate commission and start enjoying his government.
But there's another thing. The system of government now, Dickin, we have maybe 3 arms: the judiciary, the legislature,
and the executive.
Now, the danger in this thing is that some document, the National Assembly is in possession of certain documents. And I asked that question, was it about a fortnight ago? And you say you wouldn't mind. It's possible that the National Assembly itself is studying some of these recommendations. And in piecemeal, the National Assembly is interested in amending the Constitution. That contradicts your thought. Of course, that is what the system dictates now. So the takeoff is one thing that will leave anyone confused. Can the president by fiat just do what he wants to do?
I'm lucky you didn't observe the way I was looking at you when you were talking. I sincerely don't understand what you are saying. You are speaking German language to an Ibadan man. I don't speak Germany. The issue here is this. How do you say that in English? I'm not too good at it.
Somebody with
if you have
Life
goal will not play with anybody on his way.
Doesn't play. We are endangered as of today. The level of trust. I talked with 1 or 2 other people. I belong to 1 or 2 people, and the way some people are talking, you will marvel. January 1973, they changed from Nigerian pounds to naira.
Yes.
January 1, 1973. I hope I'm right.
Yes.
As at that time, how much was 1 pound? 2 naira.
2 naira.
1 pound. As at 1981, $1 was 82 kobo. How much is $1 now?
1,400.
When you bought your first car, how much did you buy it?
5,000.
No, can you?
I bought a car 2,800.
You bought a car 2,800. How many tires will you buy with that now?
No, not even one disused tire.
And you are still thinking all is well. I received a call yesterday night. I almost wept. This is an elder person to me. I know what I used to think of him. The son called me and was weeping. This man was not able to eat for 2 days. The children have to come. The man himself was weeping on for
No money.
no money. The only child that is working was just sacked about 3 months ago. I didn't know all this. When they were telling me the story, and I was wondering, the one that is the dullest of this man's child have masters. The one you want to say, you didn't
do well.
Add masters. The economy is in such a shape that nobody should talk any theory here. Come on, let us restructure.
So as it is now, we are sleeping with a cobra on our roof.
Yeah.
Not on the roof, it's on your bed already. On your roof, cobra is on your bed.
Dickin, if someone accuses you of, blowing things out of proportion, some persons will say, no, things are not this bad. And perhaps they are bad, but not this bad.
Will you permit me to call the boy that called me?
The general situation. Some persons will say, we know things are bad, but Dickin, are things this bad?
I think what
It depends on who is talking now.
I'm from
If you are a
Ilego,
politician, we will pardon
right? And I'm told that the standard for them is a meal or two a day.
010.
And what you call a meal, I even look at what they call a meal. A bowl of akara is how much?
50 naira.
I think it's 100.
you. It's 100
It's
naira.
100 naira
It's
now.
100
A bowl
naira.
of akara.
Akara.
It's 100 naira now.
They now do.
And you-
I hope the one we used to call it wo, just for you to check. Eh?
It's 100 naira too.
Eko is now 200 naira.
Oh.
Pap that they wrap.
Agidi.
Agidi is now 200 naira. And you guys are doing grammar.
Okay. 0916-104-7698. 0916-104-7698. 0902-2809-257. 0902-2809-257 or 0811-052-6487. 0811-052-6487. What manner of restructuring are we talking about? What manner of restructuring do you want? A separatist agenda to your terms of Israel, regionalism, or confederalism?
Hello, good morning. Thank you. Abalomo, welcome.
I signed up for the people that's been to the program this month, and we saw that they are salary men. So it's only in Nigeria I see that those people that are going to government, they will see that place as a place of enjoyment. Which is very wrong. You are going there to serve. You know how Barack Obama look at his president, American president, because they go there, you know that these people are serving their people. But here you go there to enjoy. The people of Nigeria will call and look at you of them. This is good. When you call the place to hear them, when they get there, they will not take you serious. You must let them know that Abuja is really safe.
Okay.
That's why the 1,000 America is really and other serious people of this world.
Okay, sir.
The people are saying, the danger is very near, very closer. And when I'm so sorry to be a second or third citizen in my father's land, that is Obama.
All right, Abalomo. Thank you so much, Abalomo, for your time on the program. Hello, good morning.
Thank you. This is the voice of John.
Mr. John Uzo, you're welcome. Welcome.
I'm an advocate of restructuring. And let me say that from the past we have been having an accidental president, people were managing an accidental man, including the former president, because he has equally given up on the 2020 people approach. We have been having an accidental president. But the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not accidental. He has been there for it. He knows the problem of this nation, and that is something to take the restructuring has been the advocate and a member of the people of the Yoruba party. From the day he was advocating for president for federalism, that has been the only political party in 1999 that has been so they know the problem and they have the problem for crossing. And the restructuring is because even the ASP as a political party has the same agenda. We set up a panel headed by the former national governor, the find on that restructuring demand gives written recommendations that we have this point. Submitted the report to the president and the consultant.
All right.
So the restructuring is the way out and the balance is the problem for positive situation.
All right, thank you so much for your time. The president, you believe he knows what the problem are or what the problems are, and of course, you want to trust him on that. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Thank you.
I'm Tayo, calling from Old Bodija Estate.
You're welcome.
First of all, Mr. Anu, I want to say belated birthday wishes.
Thank you.
Now, regarding the issue of restructuring, where we need restructuring at the moment is at the local government level. The local governments in Nigeria, people who reside there are not enjoying the dividends of democracy. They should merge the local governments so that we don't have more than 120 local governments across the country. Now, the wards too should be merged. In Oyo State, we shouldn't have more than a total of 100 wards here in Oyo State.
and Oyo State should have just 5 local governments, each local government having 20 councillors. Then the local government chairmen go to Abuja to collect their money directly from the federal government. They should go and hold meetings, like the state government hold meetings to collect their monthly allocation from the federal government. The local government chairmen too should do this with the federal government. Also now, regarding the INEC taking over the election of the conduct of local government election, I am in support of it. The reason is it will take a long time for us to be able to, reduce the powers of the state governors to make them conduct fair and credible local government elections.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It will take a long time to be able to make INEC conduct a fair and credible election.
Thank you.
I remember Mpalati saying that in 2007,
Thank you.
they were still voting in their polling and Morisi who announced the result of the presidential election.
Okay.
So, and in fact, we have not reached where we ought to reach.
Tayo, sorry, please, when you call in, we're really pressed for time. Let's be as fast as possible. All right, hello, good morning.
Good morning, morning, and our elders in the house.
Thank you.
I am Private Chitu from Ejegwibo.
Welcome.
We want united Nigeria restructuring. And that is why I'm going to disagree with the Kilowolabi this morning, sir. With all due respect. Nigerians are not complaining. We are so much divided. If we totally know that we want to complain, why are we divided? Who divide us? Now, who is dictating who becomes the governor? Is it not the same people complaining? Who dictates who becomes the president? According to the Supreme Court judgment, President Tinubu got the highest vote. Who are those that get in the highest vote if truly we are complaining? This is a deceitful complaint because we are the one that is the architect of our problem. The Baba Dikin and the rest in the house. I will keep agitating this and well answered. When you arrive on our program at Jogo last week, you openly face the aspect of registration is not now. If we are not registering the group now, sir, won't it be tantamount to a group operating without registration? Before I drop the line, that's to see Mr. Babadiki. Which comes first? Is it registering this group or making people to gather? Good morning.
Prime Chitu, thank you so much for your time.
First? Is it what?
On the program. He was talking about registration. Members for TRG. Hello, good morning. Oh, okay, kindly call back. The numbers are there 0916 104 7698, 081105 and 87. Okay, so if the network is disturbing you, you may try another line. 0902-2809 and 57. That's another number to call to. Let's check who is here. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Take another one.
Okay, I'm sure this person is one of those watching on TV. Hello, good morning. Thank you. Samson Akintara, welcome.
Thank you. Now, truly, we don't know the motive behind the adoption of the regional anthem yesterday. But I want to urge Nigerians. Many of the things we see here, many of our agitations have been listened to by these so-called leaders. It's just like the narrative the king gave us, like the child carrying a corn and the king running after the child. When the time comes, he will release it. But let us continue. Let's not keep quiet. Let's continue the agitation. DRG should continue. This program and all other programs that is tinted towards a better Nigeria, let it continue. We'll get there one day. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Samson Akintaya, for your time on the program this morning. Okay. I think let's call on Deacon and Mr. Laolu to respond to some of these, issues that have been dropped. Your reaction.
My reaction will remain what I've been saying. I will only reiterate what I've been saying. Let us restructure now.
There is no time.
There is no time. This piecemeal anthem today, another anthem tomorrow. Why are you afraid to say what you want? Nigerians are tired. And I mean Nigerians are tired. Let's restructure.
Who is afraid?
Afraid of what?
Of restructuring.
I don't know. In fact, that's
Nigerians are afraid.
No, I said Nigerians are tired.
Yes,
let us restructure. Right? Whoever is afraid, you see, you can't get 100%. Let's get that straight. Not everybody will buy into what you are saying. Right? But the question I want to ask you, whether you are listening to me on radio or on TV, is just between yourself and your God. Answer: is Nigeria working for you? Is this the best you can ever get? The person I said was weeping yesterday. You know why they called me? They said there is a dog they give to their mother. The man himself have not eaten. They went to buy a drug of 4,000. They say it's 20-something thousand. And they couldn't raise that. The only boy that was supporting them got sacked about a few months ago.
Digging, please, I want to react to a question that Anu asked the other time. You said it seems the National Assembly, by the Constitution, is the only body that can restructure. And they are interested in piecemeal. Please, can we ask which authority, which document gave them that authority for them to be so that they are the only person that can restructure? Is it not 1999 Constitution? Yes. This 1999 Constitution was given to us by the military. It wasn't Nigerian by the people of Nigeria. So if the people say this is what we want, can our so-called representative refuse? And don't forget that the president has he has an authority. They call it presidential order,
executive order,
or executive order. We can invoke that. There was a time we invoked the doctrine of necessity. So if the people are agitated, and you see that, like the analogy Dickin made of a child holding corn, if the National Assembly is the body holding that corn, and Nigerians are running around the corn, please let them drop it.
Dickin, sincerely speaking, should this call not be heeded? Should no one listen to the urgency you are attaching to this thing? Beyond the fact that it's a road to nowhere, what do you foresee?
It becomes a road to anarchy. It becomes a road to Armageddon. I know, I'm certain you will remember that. I'm not a prophet, but what is happening now that I didn't tell any of you, the three of you here, before? I'm not a prophet. Even when 1989 came, what we said will happen is happening. And you are now sliding. Look at the number of votes. Very soon, somebody will have just 5 million votes and become your president. You know, nobody will vote. Nobody is interested.
Okay, as it is now, people say, Nigeria never happened to us.
Can you imagine?
Let's go for today. Apologies to those that are calling in. We could see your calls, but of course, the time is not just there for us to pick the calls. We make a prayer here. We say, may Nigeria succeed. But of course, what Femi said, it's become a prayer point. But I think sarcastically, people use it that may Nigeria not happen, to you, whatsoever that means. I think we need to listen. Those are the aims of affairs. There is the need to listen to all these cries. Many of these men that are saying all of this, stand not to benefit. We've asked them publicly and even privately, is this about 2027? Do you have any interest? And they have said no. So why not listen to them? Of course, Insight returns next week, Tuesday, by special grace of God. Femi, over to you.
Thank you, Anu. We want to appreciate our panelists. Thank you for having me. Mr.
Thank you
for coming. We hope we'll be around next week again
God
as
willing.
we go into some other aspects of this. Perhaps we'll now be looking at the issue of referendum and And we'll see how we can just tie all these things up. The Rebirth Commission, Truth and Reconciliation, and then we go into that.
God helping us. It
God
shall be
helping
done.
us. My name is Adefemi Makpaden. We want to thank our backroom staff who have been part of this production. Dr. Lalude Tunji Adeyefa, Godwin Oseni Sulaiman, and all the others.
Axel
Adetunji. We thank all of you for being part of this production. We hope that next week will be much better and we'll be able to move ahead in our strive to have a better Nigeria. A new Nigeria is possible. Go away with that today. A new Nigeria is possible. It depends on you and me. Do have a good day and stay blessed.